85% of partners prefer a man who is groomed below the waist, and 96% of partners think bad grooming is a major turn-off. That's where Manscaped have come in to help us all out, including myself, lads. The Lawnmower 4.0 is a trimmer specifically designed with our crown jewels in mind. It has skin-safe technology to reduce those nicks and cuts and gives you the maximum confidence while trimming below the waist. It's also IPX7 waterproof rated, so you can operate in wet or dry conditions. It has a premium 7,000 RPM motor with quiet stroke technology and a massive 90-minute battery time, which is supported by its wireless electromagnetic charging function. With the Performance Package 4.0, you'll get the Crop Reviver with witch hazel and powerful odor defense. This keeps your balls protected after a good shave. Crop Preserver with its soothing aloe vera and advanced quick absorbing cream, keeping your balls feeling fresh and hydrated. And the Weed Whacker to trim ear and nose hair. The Performance Package 4.0 has everything you need to keep you the most groomed man in the room. Use our code XTRA20 XTRA20 at checkout and you'll save yourself 20% off your order and receive free international shipping. Yo, 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 welcome back, people. How we doing? Welcome to another player rating stream. This is probably the earliest we've ever been on a stream. And the reason is, obviously, as some people were saying before, I forgot to change it. Tottenham and Chelsea are on at 1:30, so obviously we kind of want to watch that in it. So we'll get through this player ratings in the next 30 minutes. Make sure you give us your thoughts, your ratings in the chat. As we go through the players. And again, just to save some time here, because I do want to get through all the players and I want to have a bit of a touch on the substitutions as well, because it's quite interesting. I'm gonna swerve the stats just for this one as well, because like I say, we need to get through all the players. Big up Hugh, man, for dropping in. John's at football, innit? He could only do 1:30. So we recruited the man from Ireland. It's Hugh Murray.
What an intro, man. What an intro. Yeah, I'm always here, man. You know I'll come on when you need me.
Boom! What a guy! What a guy! Well, let's get stuck in then, because like I said, I want to get through all these players and the subs ideally in the next 30 minutes. Edison played yesterday. Didn't really have too much to do. Made one or two saves. The goal, obviously, I don't think he could have done anything about the goal, in my opinion. Very disappointed for him as well, because you could see what the clean sheet meant to him by how frustrated he was when that goal that he conceded went in. He was really, really annoyed. Don't really think he could have done anything about that. Yeah, pretty standard game. Don't really remember him doing too much wrong, to be honest. I think there was one pass where I think he played one ball to the edge of the box, which got intercepted, but didn't come to anything. Pretty standard.
Yeah, you can only really judge a goalkeeper on what he has to do, and I did feel for him with the clean sheet thing. Obviously, when is
Me
even the
too.
last time we had a clean sheet? Do you know?
I think it was the Arsenal game, FA Cup.
Yeah, that's ages ago now, and
Yeah,
it feels like
a month
they're
ago.
a bit of a rarity. They're not coming the same way they used to, the clean sheet. So for him, with all the criticism he's getting from certain sections of the City fan base recently, a clean sheet would have meant a lot to him, and I could see that. But yeah, pretty standard procedure for Ederson. One or two saves, the back pass or the one pass that went off a bit wasn't great, but nothing major really. You can't really criticize him too much for the goal either. So standard procedure.
Yeah, and I agree. I'd probably give him like a 6.5, maybe a 7 if I'm being kind. That's sort of what people are saying in the chat. Don't really see too much. City 1894 give him a 4. I think that's harsh, man. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't really do anything wrong. Didn't do anything wrong with the goal. So, yeah, I'm going to give him a 6 there. What would you give him, bro?
Yeah, I'll give him a 6 as well. You can't really give him too high or too low, can you?
Yeah, it's always difficult with the goalkeepers for City because they don't really make that many saves because the opposition don't have that many shots. So I always find it really kind of difficult to rate goalkeepers. I always just seem to give them the same thing. Let's move into the defense. And Rico Lewis came back into the side yesterday ahead of Walker, which is interesting because Walker's actually been playing pretty well recently, I thought. But Rico Lewis came in yesterday. I thought it was absolutely superb. Obviously, it was crucial for the first goal with that sliding challenge and got the ball back for City. I thought the way that he drifted into the midfield and inverted like he does, it was brilliant on the ball, so calm, defensively pretty solid as well. I'm really excited to see where this guy's future goes, man. Because we already heard rumours that Southgate for England really likes him. Clearly a completely different style of right back to what he's got in Trent, Trippier, Reece James. Completely different, and Kyle Walker, of course. Completely different to them. So good on the ball, so mature for his age. So you can tell when he's on the pitch as well. He loves being on the football pitch, playing for City. I thought it was mint, mate.
Yeah, he was class. He's a breath of fresh air, and I can understand why he didn't pick Kyle Walker. I just deeped it yesterday after that game. We had 4 away games in a row, and we've got another one now against Bristol. Like, that's a lot of football, and you can't really be putting 31, 32-year-old Kyle Walker, who has got his injuries in recent months. He's a bit injury prone now, a bit fragile. You don't want him playing absolutely every game. So to have a backup like Rico Lewis, who could come in and do that job the way he did yesterday, is absolutely class. You're right about everything you said. He's tenacious. He loves playing the game. The way he spoke after the game was class. Did you see they asked him about his thoughts on playing that inverted sort of extra midfielder role? And he was like, I love it because I'm more involved in the game. I want that. I want to be involved in the game. I want the responsibility. But Pep has to pick and choose when he plays Rico Lewis. Like, as good as he was yesterday, I wouldn't then be saying, go and throw him out against Leipzig, the Champions League next game.
I agree.
The young 18-year-old, you have to be very selective, regardless of how good they're playing. You have to kind of nourish them and get slowly bed them in. You don't throw them straight in the deep end. But listen, you can't complain about Rico Lewis yesterday. He was one of the best players on the pitch.
Yeah, no, I agree. And this is something that I've mentioned with Gav on the Academy streams, which I need to get another one of them actually. That when you're playing young players, it's very, very easy just to say, oh, he played well, let's play him the next game. You have to, like you say, you have to be very selective in the games that you play him in. You have to take them out when they're playing well and give them a period on the bench or back with the academy or something like that to allow them to get that hunger and stuff. You've got to try and keep that hunger because it's all about learning and development when you've got these players at such a young age. And, I've said that there will be a game that will come where Rico Lewis will drop a stinker and it'll be about how does he react to that. I thought it was absolutely brilliant yesterday. You know what? I'm probably going to give him like an 8.2. I thought it was brilliant. I'm going to give him an 8.2.
Yeah, I'm going to give him an 8.5. I thought the maturity levels he shows and the confidence in his own ability. Like, when you're a young player, can you imagine, you're playing with that City first team who are all full of experience, full of, trophies and medals over the years, and you come in from the academy. My natural instinct would be to be the way Jack Grealish was last season. Conservative, don't make mistakes, just pass the ball, be simple. But no, he's aggressive, he gets stuck in, and he just backs his ability. And that's why he's there. That's why he hasn't been sent out on loan, because Pep loves the way he operates.
Yeah, 100% agree. 100% agree. Great performance from Rico Lewis. Let's go to Manuel Akanji then, who came back into the side as well. You know what? I thought Manuel Akanji played okay yesterday. I thought defensively done all right. I thought he was a little bit more physical than he has been in previous games. Still, for me, I still believe that this guy is a fourth or fifth choice centre back, and I think he's doing really, really good in these appearances starting for us. I think he's he's clearly not at the levels of John Stones, Laporte, Diaz. He's not as good as a defender as Ake either. But for a player, then, if you consider him as a fourth or fifth choice centre back, who's really been playing pretty much as a first choice centre back for City this season because of all the injuries we've had, I think he's doing a very, very good job. He'll never be my favourite player because I don't think he's that good. But as a fifth choice centre back, he's doing the job we need him to do. And I thought he had a pretty decent game yesterday.
He's serviceable. Akanji is the way I would do it. He's serviceable in those kind of games where you're not going to be put under too much pressure defensively, but what he does have to do, he's going to do it well enough against a team like Bournemouth. Like, the reality is, you're not going to get a better fifth choice centre half than Manuel Akanji. For 15 million, the experience he has, the way he plays, he's the best fifth choice centre half. Even though whether you take that as a compliment or a disservice, you're going to get. He knows his role. He's been playing higher up the pecking order than he probably should have been through no fault of his own either, the injuries and that kind of thing. And he's done an okay job, but we all know, hand on heart, that he's not going to take the place of Laporte, Stones, or Diaz anytime soon permanently. But for those kind of games where you do need to rotate and rest a little bit, I'm more than happy to play Akanji. My one criticism yesterday of him was probably the yellow card he picked up. I thought the challenge was a bit rash. He didn't need to make it. But look, it is what it is.
I'll probably give him, I don't know, maybe like a 7.5 or something, 7.4, something like that. I think people are saying I don't give him his flowers yet. I do. It's just that I'm also realistic. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, he's mega. He's not mega. He's not mega. He's not mint. He's not a mint player. He's not a mega defender. Like you just said, Hugh. If Diaz, Laporte, John Stones are all fit, he ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, in an ideal situation, obviously, this season we've had like a bit of a mad season, so he's obviously played. But in a normal season, he wouldn't play. So what I'm trying to say is, I think he's done excellent. I think he's done really, really well for the job that we needed him to do. But I'm also realistic that he is a fourth, fifth choice centre back, and that's what I'm saying. I give him his flowers. I think he's done really, really well. But I'm also saying I don't want this guy being our long-term first choice centre back, which surely everyone agrees with. That's not controversial, right? So I'm gonna give him like a 7.5. I think he had a good game.
Listen, for 15 million or whatever it was we paid for him, he's been absolutely excellent. A centre half for 15 million who can come in and do a decent job in the Premier League is a pretty rare find. And the reality is, like you said, if Stones, Laporte, and Diaz had been fit all season with no injuries, Akanji would have seen minimal football. Genuinely minimal football. He wouldn't have played, but he had to, and he's done an okay job. But I'll give him a 7.
7.
Yeah, big donation there from HSK. Wow.
Oh shit, HSK back again, man. He's coming in with $100 donation. Says, good show, guys. We need to keep growing the City presence on social media. That's it, bro. That's 100% correct, man. I've actually just whacked your channel in the title there as well, bro. So guys, do us a favor, man. Go check out Hugh's channel, the 8094. Subscribe to the channel, keep it growing, man. Keep the City community growing. And that's why actually we've been doing these shows, man. I was going to do this tonight, but obviously the boxing's on, so maybe we could do that show tomorrow. Oh, you got the Big Six actually tomorrow night, innit? I don't know. I'll fire a message around today and see if we can get some numbers for a show tomorrow night, because them shows are good, man. I like them shows.
If the chat wanted, of course, if the chat wanted, show some love and keep smashing the likes. If you like those shows, smash likes on the stream and let Lewis know that you like the shows with all the 6 of us lads together, because we can make it happen.
Yeah, for real. HSK, thank you very much for the $100 dono, bro. Appreciate that, man. Let's go on to Ruben Diaz then. You know what, bro? I thought Ruben Diaz was fucking mega yesterday. I thought some of his... I know he didn't have much defending to do, but like the defending that he does have to do, he just makes it look so easy. He makes it look so easy. I know he couldn't stop the goal, but he threw his body at the shot. Unfortunately didn't get the block on the shot, but he threw his body on the line. John Terry-esque, the way that he did that. And despite him not being as clean on the ball as a John Stones or Laporte, he actually does fire the ball into the midfielders and the striker a lot. He played it into Gundogan countless times. He did that long ball to Haaland, which Haaland almost got onto the end of. Like, he's not as clean as John Stones or Laporte, but he's got the courage to play the pass into midfield, which is what we need. I think since he's come into the side, I think we've looked a much better team. The leadership that he gives us at the back as well is mega. And that little bit of passion and aggression that he gives us in our defending, just mint. And I know he didn't have much defending to do yesterday, but when he did have to defend, I thought it was very, very good. And I'm so buzzing he's back in the team. Can't lie.
Listen, I'm a Ruben Diaz fanboy. I just love when he's on the pitch. You know, I hate talking about aura. I hate that word because I think it's very cringe. But if someone has aura, it's Ruben Diaz. When he's on the pitch, you just feel more comfortable. You just feel more assured. Everybody can play their game that little bit better because they trust the guy at the back. And you can see, like, the things with his ball playing thing as well is maybe it's only because Stones and Laporte are so good at it, because they are. They're both technically great footballers, that it maybe looks a bit bad on Diaz, but he's actually not a bad footballer. He wouldn't be at this football club if he couldn't kick a ball, and that's just fact. And you're right. Yesterday he was zipping the ball into the middle of the park, into the midfield, picking it up from deep, and he knows what he's doing. And you can see since he's come back from his absence that he's brought a big vengeance with him. He wants to get back into this title race and get back on top and properly make a fight out of it. And there's a part of me believes that if he had no issues all season and he'd been around all season, we'd probably be top of the table. And that might be wishful thinking. It's all ifs, buts, and maybes, but that's how big of a presence Ruben Diaz is.
Yeah. No. I wouldn't disagree with that. I thought it was mega yesterday. I give Rico Lewis, I think, like an 8.2. So I'd probably give him slightly less than that. I just thought Rico was more impressive. I give Akanji a 7.5. I'd probably give Ruben Diaz an 8. I'm going to give him an 8.
I'm going to give him an 8.1. I was very happy with him.
Mm-hmm. Nathan Ake, the last of the defenders then. Nathan Ake played again yesterday. Another solid performance from Nathan Ake. Hey, I've got a question for you, Hugh. Yeah. Someone asked us in a stream a couple of weeks ago, or a month ago, whatever, like, who's our best player if you exclude Kevin De Bruyne? Not Kevin De Bruyne, Erling Haaland. I said, I think Nathan Ake is our second best player this season. I think he's been absolutely fantastic. And I know Kevin De Bruyne's got the assists and you know, he's doing well on the assists and that, but he's had a lot of period of the season where maybe he's not performed that well. And I think generally, there's a serious shout for Ake being our second best player of the season.
It's actually mad that you say that, you know, because I did a preview show on a Bournemouth channel a couple of days before, and naturally with Ake being a former Bournemouth player, he goes to me, do you think Ake has a future at Manchester City? And it kind of made me deep it a bit. I was like, well, I know he has a future for sure. I was like, hang on a sec. If we're talking about players who've been consistently good this season, Ake you're right. He's well up there with the top 1 or 2 in terms of consistent performances. There's not one game I can think of that he played in where he came off and I said, oh, you know, he wasn't great today or he wasn't at his best. Like, he's consistently dropping 7.5s, 8s with what he needs to do. Ake brings a specific role to the team. Clean up defending, put in big challenges. He's not there to be creative going forward. He's not there to be an offensive threat. But what you do get with Ake is consistent solidity in defense. And you have to give him his flowers, because this season he's bailed us out a few times. I mean, the biggest example of that was he locked down one of the most informed wingers in the world in Bukayo Saka in that FA Cup game. Ake does it like it's no problem. He made it look easy.
Yeah, no, I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I thought, you know what, his build-up play yesterday wasn't too bad either. Something that I often criticize, not criticizing, just make like it's a serious. It's clearly like one of his issues that you might say, what if he has any issues or limitations? What is it? It's clearly his build-up play doesn't have that sort of John Stones Laporte level. But yesterday his build-up play is good, and I actually think it's been improving as the season's gone on. I think he's been getting better at it, to be fair. And yesterday I thought it was very good. He had that great shot from the edge of the penalty area, which he pile-drived. Unfortunately, it just went straight down the middle, so the keeper made an easy save. But I thought it was brilliant. Defensively, again, solid. And, top player. You know what? I'll probably just whack him the same as Ruben Diaz, not just to sit on the fence, but I just thought I'd give Ruben an 8. And I think, I'll probably give Ake an 8. I think he was mint.
Yeah, I'm happy to give him an 8 as well. I think he was I like that partnership of Ake and Diaz, you know. Obviously, I prefer, say, a Laporte and Diaz or a Stones and Diaz, but Ake and Diaz is also a very solid partnership.
Yeah. Big up Dave with a donation, says, big up LB and Hugh. Whenever I see Ruben Diaz in the starting lineup, I feel calm and we are better defensively. I think he improved on the ball since his first season at City. I agree. And it's no surprise you just said that about Diaz and I just said it about Ake. Clearly, you will improve on the ball under Pep Guardiola because you have to improve. You're forced to improve. You're forced to play with the ball. You can't just whack it long every time you get the ball. So I think through force, you become a better player on the ball. And I agree with the Ruben Diaz comment, and I think it's the same for Ake as well.
But do you know what about Ruben Diaz? Like we should know this, and we often forget about how young he is. He's not even probably fully in his prime yet. He's not. He's still a young learning player, but because he's got that big leader aura, we look at him like the kind of finished product. And if there's anything I took away from Ruben Diaz in that documentary, the Together one last season, it's that the guy is desperate to get better all the time. You see him turning up an hour before training and doing his own training, staying after, the way he lives his life. There's absolutely no hiding from the fact that he wants to get better all the time. So you can expect Diaz to get better on the ball. He's not even bad at it anyway.
Yeah. I think there's a serious shout that in a few years' time, when he's got that proper experience, because you got to remember, guys, he's actually not that experienced at the top level. He played for we go for Benfica, right? With all due respect, the Portuguese league is naff. Yeah. He's obviously played for Portugal. That's quite big. But how many games of those Portugal games actually mean anything? Like, I'm talking how many are friendlies, how many Nations Leagues, how many are European qualifiers, World Cup qualifiers that Portugal probably breeze anyway. So he's only really played World Cup games for Portugal, or maybe some Euro games if he played any Euro games, and then maybe big Champions League games for Benfica. He's come to City. He's been at City, 2 or 3 years. He's actually not that experienced. People, and it's kind of like a myth. Like you just said it then about his age. He's 25 years old. He's still very young. He's actually not that experienced compared to some of the best defenders in the world right now. In 3 to 4 years' time, when he's been through multiple Premier League title races, multiple Champions League semi-finals, hopefully finals, multiple Carabao Cup finals, FA Cup finals, you name it, and he's got more experience with Portugal, you just imagine how good this player could be. I think he could go on to be one of the best centre-backs of all time in a few years' time, depending on how he continues to learn and grow and develop. It could be an interesting ride, that one. Let's move into the midfield. Then we got Rodri played yesterday. Pretty average game, I thought. Just a standard Rodri game. I don't think he was exceptional. I don't think he was bad. Just kind of standard performance, I think. Is that fair or harsh or...
Yeah, I think Rodri just did what Rodri does. Really, there's nothing stood out about it. There was nothing major, but it's consistency with Rodri, isn't it? You're guaranteed like consistency. He'll go in, he'll do what he has to do in those kind of games. So I don't know what more you can say about him. Just standard procedure.
Yeah, I'll probably just give him 7.5, same as Akanji. Sort of standard, nice performance. Is that fair? That seems fair.
Yeah, 7.5. I'll go with as well.
Ilkay Gundogan played yesterday. I can't lie, I thought Ilkay Gundogan was brilliant. One of the criticisms that we had of Ilkay Gundogan, maybe against Leipzig and in maybe recent games, is that he's not playing the ball forward enough. I thought yesterday was completely different. I thought he was getting on the ball, thought he was turning on it, trying to play the ball in behind for Haaland. I just thought it was the Gundogan that we needed. And there was a lot of responsibility on Gundogan's shoulders yesterday. Kevin De Bruyne was obviously on the bench. Bernardo Silva didn't play. It was kind of on him to sort of do the creative stuff. I know you had Mahrez and you had Foden and Grealish, which we'll come on to. But in terms of like that midfield, he was the one there that we was looking up to say, what are you going to create? I thought it was really, really good. And I was quite surprised that I've seen some people in the chat saying Gundogan was sloppy, Gundogan was so poor. I don't know. I thought he had a good performance. There was a lot of pressure on him yesterday.
No, I was really happy with the turnaround Gundogan made, because you are right that this season he hasn't been as progressive as you would like on the ball. He's, he passing sideways, passing it backwards. But a big talking point all week from Pep and the players and the media in general was City aren't getting the ball to Haaland enough. City aren't moving the ball quick enough forward. And you could tell they'd worked on that and they spoke about it. And he was ripping the passes. He was playing the passes. And I think people might be saying he was sloppy because not every pass was executed perfectly or didn't reach its destination. But the fact that he's making those balls, it's what I want to see. Because all you need is 2 or 3 of them to make it through. And Haaland's in on goal and we've scored kind of thing. So that's what we want. I think Gundogan thrives when, not in a bad, but when the likes of De Bruyne maybe aren't around and someone has to step up and take that chief creator sort of role. We've seen this. Gundogan essentially led us to a Premier League title not so long ago with multiple goals. And remember that big streak he had. So he's someone you can rely on. And I was really happy with him yesterday.
Yeah, no, me too. I thought he played well. Yes, his passing accuracy probably wasn't the best, but Kevin De Bruyne isn't the best because he's playing forward balls. He's playing more risky balls. If you want passing accuracy, look at his passing stats against Leipzig. I'm sure Gundogan's passing stats against Leipzig were excellent, but he did fuck all. Yesterday, he was trying to play the ball in. He tried to actually do stuff. That's probably why it was a little bit down. But I thought he actually tried. I'm going to give him... I'm probably going to give him an 8. I'm going to put him on that sort of Ruben Diaz level. I'm going to give him an 8.
I'm going to give him a 7.8. on the basis that not every ball he played forward made it through, but the fact that he's making those balls and he's trying to make things happen, and it's just overall more aggression in attack is what we want. It's what we've wanted all along, all season, more aggression to get Haaland on the ball, make things happen, stop being so conservative. And they kind of ripped the plaster off yesterday, and he was less conservative. So 7.8 for me.
Yeah, no, that's 100% fair. Phil Foden, I thought he was absolutely mega. I mean, in fact, this guy is maybe one that you might want to get the stats up for, because I thought he was absolutely brilliant yesterday. Listen to the chance creation for Phil Foden yesterday. I mean, I thought he played well against Forest when he played. He was unlucky and kind of got roasted a little bit because obviously he missed that big chance. But listen to these stats, bro. 90 minutes played yesterday. He got a goal. He got a goal? Which goal did he get?
Yep.
Did he get a goal?
Yeah, he got the one that awful back pass from a former defender.
Yeah, that's right. He got a goal. He got an assist. 5 dribbles. Let's have a look. 89% pass accuracy. 7 key passes. 1 big chance created. He won 3 out of his 7 ground duels. He was absolutely brilliant yesterday. I thought he was great against. I thought it was brilliant against Forest, and I thought people was being extremely harsh against Forest. Maybe the result, people were being more harsh than they really should have done, because he had a really good game. He was really, really good yesterday. Direct again. Could he have took players on a little bit more than he did? Probably, but he still didn't more than normal, more than he has been doing the last couple of months. Really positive signs. At the last 2 games he's played, he's been really, really good. First goal since October, I think, or November. And yeah, do you know as well, Hugh? Do you know Phil Foden in the Premier League has more goals and assists per 90 minutes than Marcus Rashford?
Does he?
Yeah.
People won't want to talk about that, though, will they? Like, people don't like to mention those kind of things. Everyone's very hush about that.
Keep that quiet, bro. Just because I'm just saying that because they're talking about him being the best player in the world, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? The best player in the league. So I'm just saying, if that's the case, Phil Foden has more goals and assists per 90 minutes in the Premier League this season than Rashford. So it's kind of interesting. I thought that out there. What do you make of him?
He gets too much disrespect, man. Phil Foden gets far too much disrespect. I saw, like, when he was injured and he wasn't in the team there for a while through whatever reason, people started coming up with these conversations like, "Oh, Saka's so further clear of Foden." I was like, "Are you serious? Are you just going to forget everything you've seen of Phil Foden to date just because he's not in the team right now and Saka's doing quite good with top of the league Arsenal?" It's like, is that literally how fickle we are? We just drop the conversation there. Phil Foden, he came back against Nottingham Forest, having played fuck all football for ages, probably not match sharp at all, and he ripped it up. Yes, the result probably dampens the rating you'd give him, kind of thing. Yes, you can see he's come back, and he wants to almost reprove himself. And we said it on a show recently, this is his club. He's Manchester through and through. Like, he needs to show that he wants it. And if there's anybody in that team, you can guarantee it's going to be aggressive in attack and get the ball to Haaland. It's Phil Foden, and we had that yesterday, and that's the way it is.
Yeah, no, brilliant again. I'm probably going to give him. I'm going to give him 8.6, man. I'm going to give him 8.6. I think he smashed it again yesterday. I thought right wing Foden. Someone just put it in the chat there. Is far back. Go and have a look. If you don't believe, if you're one of these people who are a non-believer on Foden right wing, go and have a look at his stats. Go and compare his stats to right wing to left wing. Right wing, he gets more goals and he gets more assists per 90 minutes than he does on the left wing, and it's not even close. It's massive. I'll get the actual full stats next time we do a stream about it. But Foden, man, slammed it. I'm gonna give him like an 8.6. I'm gonna give him 8.6. I'm
gonna go with the chat here in this one and give him a 9, bro, because if that's Phil Foden playing not fully fit and he's still not fully match sharp, I think it's a fantastic performance. And it's the balance you get with that front three. I've been saying it all season, regardless of how well Mahrez has been doing. Mahrez or Foden, Haaland, Grealish, I love that front three. The dynamics and the versatility, what they all offer individually, I think it's absolutely scary for when they really click. Like the numbers they're putting up right now, without it fully clicking, we know Haaland's still getting used to it. He's going through that sort of first season thing. And almost Jack Grealish is starting to find his feet now too. It's a serious front three. I'll give him a 9.
You know what? Yeah, I probably went a little bit low on that 8.6 to be fair, but fuck it, I'll stick with it. Jack Grealish played again yesterday. He's in some real good form right now. This is probably the best form he's had for City. Maybe a little bit more of a quieter day yesterday than recent, but still played well, I thought. Didn't get a goal or an assist yesterday, but again, positive when he got on the ball, positive, trying to make things happen, running at the defenders, committing players to get fouls and stuff. And yeah, I think this is definitely his best form of since he's been at Manchester City. Again, maybe a bit of a quieter day yesterday than in previous games, but yeah, I thought a pretty good game, I would say. average sort of performance.
Yeah, listen, he's Jackie G&A these days, isn't he? He's getting the stats. He didn't get them yesterday, but he fits in, man. He looks like a Manchester City player now. He looks like a Pep Guardiola player. Like, you know what he offers now. You know he's a threat going forward, which is something that he hadn't been properly last season. And I'm happy. Listen, there's nobody gets kicked more than Jack Grealish, and Bournemouth set out yesterday to kick the legs off him, and so did Nottingham Forest last week. Both, or was it Leipzig maybe? 2 games in a row now. He could have had his knee snapped and his leg broken, and it's just Jack Grealish that seems to get this treatment on a weekly basis, and he weathers it. He weathers it. He fights through it, and he keeps playing. It was one of his quieter games since the World Cup yesterday, but he was still effective. I'm going to give him a 7.7.
I'm going to go 7.5. I'm going to hit him back on that sort of a Kanji standard sort of standard level. Alvarez played yesterday. Maybe a little bit of a shock to some people that he got a start, which was quite interesting. Got himself a goal. Unlucky not to get a second goal. Of course, it was going wide, so I think it was fair that they ruled that as an own goal because it wasn't going to go in. But you know, he basically, they didn't give him I don't really class as an assist, but I mean, it was his shot that ended up going in. So maybe assist. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna give him sort of 2 goal involvements. Thought it was great yesterday. Pure chaos, and that's what we've needed to sort of like get rid of this pause of football that we've been playing and create a little bit of chaos, a little bit of don't really know what we're doing, just sort of like attack and go for a little bit of pace and see what happens. Gets himself in the box and another player inside the penalty area who can finish. And got himself in the right place at the right time for the goal. And then, of course, had the shot, which then hit the Bournemouth player, which went in for the own goal. So 2 goal involvements, very good link-up play. You can see that he works well with the team. He was playing with a smile on his face yesterday as well, which was nice to see. And it'll be interesting to see how Pep Guardiola can find a way of getting Haaland and Alvarez in the team more, because it's very difficult, I find, to get Haaland, Alvarez, and Kevin De Bruyne all in the same side, unless you just stick Alvarez on the right wing, which I don't really think is the right thing to do. But I thought Alvarez was brilliant yesterday. I thought he played really well.
He does. I think the word you used there was spot on, is chaos. He brings a bit of chaos. I think teams that play against us when he's on the pitch, they don't know what to make of him. They don't know what they should do with him, how to contain him, or what sort of a role he's even playing, because he seems to crop up everywhere. Like, I saw after the game yesterday, his heat map, his average positioning was actually on the halfway line. He wasn't playing as kind of another number 9 or even a 10 kind of thing. He was playing everywhere, and people don't know what to do with that. And what's annoying with that second goal is that they didn't give it to him, because people have been laughing at Haaland for that miss he had, or a couple of misses he had recently, and saying Darwin Núñez is starting to find his form. If Alvarez had got that second goal, he'd be on the same amount of goals this season as Darwin Núñez.
I know.
It's wild. But listen, Alvarez, he adds something different. He definitely adds something different. And yesterday, he was great.
Yeah, a heat map as well. There you go, as you say, pretty much on the halfway line, man. It's pretty crazy. It's a madness. Yeah, I thought he played well. 2 goal involvements. I give Phil Foden an 8.5, which in hindsight maybe a little bit harsh. I'm gonna give Alvarez an 8.5 as well. Fuck it. I'm gonna give him an 8.5. I thought he played well.
Yeah, I'll give him an 8.5 too.
Right, buzzing. Final play then. Erling Haaland played yesterday. Finally got a goal. We had a little bit of a drought going on in the Erling Haaland situation. I've not seen a goal since the Arsenal game. I've not seen a goal for Erling Haaland. Got himself on the score sheet yesterday. Carried on making them runs. We tried to play the ball to him. Got himself in the penalty area. Got himself a goal. Kind of just like doesn't really do too much other than that. Although I have to say, I think maybe, I don't know if you've noticed this, I think his build-up play's improved. I think when he's dropped deeper a little bit, I think I've already sort of, maybe this is cap, maybe this is a bit like blue tinted glasses on it, but I feel like I've seen an improvement already in his touch and his ball control than when he first joined.
Yeah, he was a bit like Bambi on ice when he first joined, wasn't he? Like if you passed a quick ball to him, there's a very good chance it would just rebound off his boot, kind of thing. But it's definitely improved, and this is something that Pep Guardiola absolutely plans on working on with Erling Haaland. I don't believe for a second he was brought in to just be a beanpole up top and finish chances. Pep Guardiola wants everybody involved in the build-up play, multiple facets to his game. And I'd say in 12 months' time, people will be saying Haaland's build-up play is very good. Pep wants him to be an all-round player, and I think he'll be happy with the team's performance yesterday as well as his own, because they were making that effort to get the ball to him. And you could see when they took him off to be substituted, he looked a lot more satisfied. He was smiling and that kind of thing. So I'd be happy if I was him. He got his goal, which he needed. I was worried he wouldn't get one, because if he didn't score yesterday, it would have been the first time since game week 4 that he had played more games than he had scored goals. So he stops that happening. He's still a robot.
Yeah, he's still a robot. I'm gonna give him an 8. I'm gonna give him an 8.
Yeah, I'll give him an 8 too.
Buzzing. Just before we wrap up, I'm conscious the game's about to start, man. Perone, he came on for his debut yesterday. I know he only played 18 minutes, and we were kind of cruising at the time. But you make of him, I thought I know it's only early days. I'm not going to gas him up too much. But I think he looked very, very good, bro. Very promising.
No, he looks. Listen, I'm one of these people. I'm very reserved, and I don't like to jump the gun too quick with these young players when they do play well. I like to let them develop, let them progress, slowly without putting pressure on their shoulders. I've seen a certain man on Twitter saying, "Oh, he looks like he's the next David Silva." I'm like, would you relax? Like, bloody hell, the kid's played 15 minutes against Bournemouth.
I tweeted about him yesterday in the game, bro.
Listen, if he turns out like David Silva, buzzing. But listen, he came on. He did what he had to do, played a few good passes, made a few good runs, took up a few good positions. Listen, he's one to keep an eye on. I wouldn't be expecting to see too much of him again this season, but definitely he's one to keep an eye on for the years to come, hopefully.
Yeah. No. I completely agree with that. I thought he looked promising. It'll be interesting to see how he develops.
The next David Silva.
The next David Silva, yeah. He's very, very interesting. That's the second time I've watched him play now. And he's box to box. He can play 6, he can play forward, and he looks like a perfect Pep Guardiola player. But let's see what happens. He'll probably get some more minutes on Tuesday against Bristol. So that'll be interesting to see how he gets on. And just like that, we are done on the player ratings. Buzzing. We just managed to do it. The game's just kicked off, guys, so you can go and watch the Chelsea versus Spurs game, man. Hugh, thank you again, bro, for stepping in. Like I say, guys, I just wanted to get it done, man, before the football started, because people want to go and watch the football this Sunday, innit? So enjoy the rest of your Sunday, guys. Enjoy the football. There's no watch-alongs today. We got a watch-along on Tuesday for the City game. Then we're going to be watching the Arsenal game on against Everton on Wednesday. So that's the next Xtra Club stream watch-along, man. So join us for that one. Big up to Hugh again, bro. Thanks a lot for joining me. Go subscribe to Hugh's channel. The link is in the title. And guys, we'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.
85% of partners prefer a man who is groomed below the waist, and 96% of partners think bad grooming is a major turn-off. That's where Manscaped have come in to help us all out, including myself, lads. The Lawnmower 4.0 is a trimmer specifically designed with our crown jewels in mind. It has skin-safe technology to reduce those nicks and cuts and gives you the maximum confidence while trimming below the waist. It's also IPX7 waterproof rated, so you can operate in wet or dry conditions. It has a premium 7,000 RPM motor with quiet stroke technology and a massive 90-minute battery time, which is supported by its wireless electromagnetic charging function. With the Performance Package 4.0, you'll get the Crop Reviver with witch hazel and powerful odor defense. This keeps your balls protected after a good shave. Crop Preserver with its soothing aloe vera and advanced quick absorbing cream, keeping your balls feeling fresh and hydrated. And the Weed Whacker to trim ear and nose hair. The Performance Package 4.0 has everything you need to keep you the most groomed man in the room. Use our code XTRA20 XTRA20 at checkout and you'll save yourself 20% off your order and receive free international shipping.